I'm Israel. Hi, welcome everybody. So nice to see so many faces. I'm going to invite Rabbi Fred Morgan and Sue to light the Hanukkah candles. Thank you.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
I dress this way because I'm a Maccabite. I look exactly like those guys. White shirt, open neck, and a tie. How do you like that? Okay, so we're going to make Hanukkah together with you. Now we have a problem here because today is the third day of Hanukkah. Tonight begins the fourth day of Hanukkah. Well, we've got 4 candles here, so my beautiful assistant is going to remove one of the candles. It will disappear. You can hunt for it later. Some of you may not have lit Hanukkah candles yet, or you may not have lit it last night, so we're going to light these 3 candles with the brachot, so you have a chance to perform this mitzvah. This year, more than most years that we've experienced, this truly is a mitzvah, bringing light into the darkness of our times. We're all in such great pain over the events which are happening in Israel and indeed around the world. And this is a time when I really feel that it's so important for Jewish people to stand up and be heard and be seen to light our lights. We know that these lights are about peace. The rest of the world may not realize that, but to us, this is very clear. This is what it's about. So with peace in our hearts, I would ask you to be upstanding. And I'll ask Sue to light the Shamash candle. Gosh, doesn't she do that well? She'll get back at me later, don't worry. And let's recite the brachot. There are 2 of them. The blessing for lighting the lights of Hanukkah and the blessing for the miracles which God performed for our people in those days, in this time of the year, in which we pray that God will help us to bring to pass in this day, at this time of the year. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahavlik ner shel Hanukkah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim la'avoteinu bayamim hahem b'zman hazeh. Chag Sameach, everyone. A happy Chag.
We really do have a talented bunch of rabbis, and they certainly know how to perform. But I know that they're nothing without their assistants. So I think apart from this being a wonderful celebration of the Robucks, there are a few birthdays that we need to celebrate. So I would like to wish Joe Lewitt, who many of you have seen behind his lens, and Jenny Sward a very happy birthday. There's just a few words that a couple of us are going to speak before we get to enjoy the musical performance. So if I could invite Joanne Laurie-Irons up to say a few words.
A favourite of mine and my husband David is Rabbi Robuck's 2-minute Torah. Erudite and succinct, I shall attempt to emulate in one of these arenas. Miketz, the parsha for this week. Miketz, Hebrew for at the end. In chapter 41, verse 1, we read, and excuse my Shelford pronunciation, V'yehi miketz shnatayim yamim. It came to pass at the end of 2 years. And here we find ourselves at the end of 2 years. I remain grateful that when I first made contact with Rabbi, he said yes. He said yes unflinchingly. He said yes when others said no. And that first outreach did not dare entertain that we could retain for a long stretch. I humbly asked if he would serve the community over summer. Say the months of December and January. February, if you can. Maybe it was during our next conversation. Joanne, do you think you might know at Purim, should the community require my services for Rosh Hashanah? The unspoken understanding he had grasped immediately. At that point, I knew we would secure an upstanding individual who we, the community, came to understand to be an outstanding rabbi. To know and to understand. Not only did we find a quality rabbi of seniority and wisdom to serve and guide our community, we were blessed with a rabbinic couple who could sing too. Rabbi Robuck, RGR as he is in my correspondence, Gaza as he is in our home, and Jocelyn, a favourite of my children, have exemplified all that is good in a rabbinic couple. Each complements the other. Together they are a team. They share a passion for Torah and community service. They are role models, and our community is so very fortunate to have had them with us. Thank you for not acting upon the Johnny Paycheck song that you did share with us in one of your drashot. Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. Thank you both for your outward focus of how can we help. We are now at the end, and it is time about which I focus. Many of us will recall the Rabbi Danny Schiff sermon of decades ago, whereby we dream of our bank accounts receiving $1,440 each day, only for the amount to disappear, to end, and then another $1,440 to be given, and so on. We are challenged with how we spend that amount. And indeed, we are blessed with 1,440 minutes, each and every one of us, each day. 10,080 minutes a week. I speak not on the concept of time, but the overall spending of time. Time spent with our community is time spent away from family. Time not to be squandered for pernicious means, for callous endeavours, but time spent with a generosity of heart and spirit and mind, a giving of oneself for the betterment of others. This is a choice. This was the path of Gary and Jocelyn. How deeply Rabbi and Jocelyn were compelled to reach into their inner reserves. To that, I say thank you. In broadening your horizon, you broadened ours. Thank you for bringing your sparks of holiness and using your essence towards good and godly ends. At Rabbi's Yom Kippur session on speech, we were taught to be careful in praise, lest such praise cause the listener to respond, "Let me tell you what they're really like." I've come this far with the community, I'll risk the balance. Thank you for being there for the community, for continuing with religious services and life cycle moments, teaching our youth and adult education, and your drashot of depth. Thank you for your reverse tashlish, your Shabbaton, and your Shabbat hospitality. Together, we listened to, calmed, reassured, and resolved B'nai Mitzvah families, wedding couples, and mourners. Together, we showed up. Thank you for your readiness to engage and for acknowledging my earnest efforts. You have been a part of our family's life in times of sorrow and joy, our highlight being Talia becoming a bat mitzvah. You led by example and taught me that many utterances are not worthy of response, that cautious silence is an option. Thank you for guiding me to reject negative aspects and to look for and embrace potential positives. As Reb Nachman of Breslov taught, the world goes on because of those who close their lips when they meet hostility from others. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you for your friendship. The Robucks have served our Kehillah with extraordinary perseverance and patience, decency and dedication. They embraced our community. They opened their doors and hearts to us. Their menschlichkeit knows no bounds. It has been a privilege and a pleasure to serve with them. May you remember fondly time spent in marvellous and kosher Melbourne. I end with a final quote from Reb Nachman of Breslov. All new beginnings require that you unlock a new door. On behalf of my family and the community, I wish you every success, happiness, and peace as you unlock a new door.
Are you timing me, Gary? Ladies and gentlemen, families, children, members of Temple Beth Israel, honoured guests, and of course, Rabbi Gary and the wonderful Jocelyn. Today we gather here not just to bid farewell, to express our deepest gratitude to two exceptional individuals who have guided us with wisdom, compassion, and unwavering dedication. Rabbi Gary and Jocelyn, your presence has been a blessing to our congregation, and your leadership has been the beacon that guided Temple Beth Israel during a very troubled period. Standing on the bima yesterday, Rabbi Levi said that we wouldn't be here now looking positively towards the future if it wasn't for you, and we think he is right. Over the past 2 years, Rabbi Gary and Jocelyn have tirelessly worked to foster a sense of unity, spirituality, to inject love and bring harmony back to our community. Their commitment to our congregation has been truly extraordinary, and we have witnessed their transformative power of their guidance. Together, they have created an atmosphere of warmth and acceptance, opening their homes to members and making Temple Beth Israel not just a place of worship, but a true spiritual home for each and every one of us. In considering the impact of Rabbi Gary's leadership, it brings me to the timeless question, what is a rabbi? The translation of the word rabbi is master. The definition of a rabbi is more than a master or a spiritual leader. They are a guide, a teacher, and a source of inspiration. Rabbi Gary, you have embodied these qualities and more. You have not only shared your knowledge of Jewish traditions and scriptures and prepared insightful drashot, but you have also brought energy and fresh ideas. You have taken risks and tried new things, all for the benefit of our community. Through your teachings, you have enlightened our minds, and through your actions have touched our hearts. Jocelyn, your presence has been equally uplifting. Behind every great leader, there is a strong and supportive partner. Your warmth, kindness, and dedication to our community have been felt by all. Together, you and Rabbi Gary have created a harmonious partnership that has enriched the spiritual tapestry of Temple Beth Israel. In the tradition of our faith, we express our gratitude not only through words but through actions. Let us now, with Cantor Lalum and Rabbi Konya, who joins us in March, continue to build upon the solid foundations laid by Rabbi Gary and Jocelyn. Let us carry forward the torch of unity, compassion, and understanding that they have lit. Rabbi Gary and Jocelyn, you have been more than leaders to us. You have been mentors, friends, and guardians of our spiritual well-being. As you embark on new adventures, know that you will forever hold a special place in our hearts. Thank you for your tireless dedication, your unwavering support, and your profound impact you have had on the TBI family, which is all of you. I would now like, if you could come up, the two of you please, to present on behalf of the Board of Governance some gifts and mementos from our congregation. Firstly, we gift you a set of 5 limited edition prints from the very talented Victor May.
No way.
Yes.
God.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That is so special.
This is for today.
Hold on. There's more.
Thank you, Victor.
From the Board of Governance and for all of the work that you have done for us, we present you with a beautiful Fink water jug, which you will see when you unwrap it, but it's beautiful. And some glasses to go with it.
Oh,
Some
Glasses.
glasses. Thank you. Glasses.
Glasses.
you're talking like an American.
I know. But it's not all big, because this is very important. This has now, thank you to Adam Ryan and the Ryan family, has the name of Gary Robuck engraved alongside all of our other wonderful rabbis. I don't know if you'd like to put it on.
No.
No, put it on the Torah.
Oh, put it on the Torah. I'm not going to wear it.
Yeah, put it on the Torah.
That's so beautiful.
I'll open that.
Thank you. Are you sure the gates? Gates down? Oh.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Is that so special? Isn't that beautiful? That is so special. Wow. Isn't that beautiful?
That's really nice. Thank you. Just so you all know, we are writing messages to Gary and Jocelyn in this book. I'll leave it out the front if you haven't had a chance to write them a message yourself. There's a few other thanks that I'd like to really briefly go through. The first is I'd like to thank Vivian Roster and Roger and Sue Mendelson
for their generous contribution to this farewell celebration. Without you, it would not have been possible. And for those of you who have purchased one of the Rabbi's books, I'd like to thank Anne Irons for your generosity and enabling the publication of notes from the Rabbi's desk. Your gift beautifully honours the blessed memory of Herbert Irons, your husband and father to David, Peter and Stephen, father-in-law to Joanne, Rachel and Annie, and grandfather to Sarah, Jacob, Naomi and Talia, Emily and Jessica, and Joel and Natalie. Even though not a member of Temple Beth Israel, Anne has volunteered considerable time and skill and indexed TBIs A Time to Keep. A big thank you goes out to Michelle Levy, to Neil, to Dominique and to Vivian and the team in the office whose organisational and setup skills are second to none. And though you haven't heard from them yet, I'm going to call Aaron and Montana up. I'd like to thank Aaron. Aaron is Rabbi Gary Robuck and Jocelyn's son, if you haven't met him or you didn't see him and Montana in the wonderful play that they put on earlier this year. I'd like to thank you so much for coming down from Sydney to be a part of this special afternoon. And to Montana, thank you for giving up your Sunday afternoon to be alongside Aaron and his family to celebrate this occasion. We've had a long association with your family and you're always welcome here. So without further ado, what happened to the bag? Did you take the bag?
She's stealing things. Oh, she can have it. She deserves it.
She does. I agree with you. For Montana, thank you. And for Aaron,
thank you
for being a part of this.
Yeah.
All right, I'm handing over.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. How are we doing? I feel like I'm doing a concert in a shul. It's fun. So we're moving on to Rabbi Gary has called it the Dad and Children section of tonight, because we're going to be accompanied by our dads. This is my dad, Danny. Yeah. So, Dad actually, Dad didn't know he can't swear in a synagogue. But anyway, he hasn't played in public for a long time, so let's all be kind to Dad. When you're ready, Dad. Dad, can you turn the volume up? Yeah. When are you gonna come down? When are you going to land? Should have stayed on the farm, should have listened to my old man. You know you can't hold me forever, I didn't sign up with you. I'm not a present for your friends to open. This girl's too young to be singing the blues. Oh, oh. Goodbye, yellow brick road, where the dogs of society howl. You can't plant me in your penthouse. I'm going back to my plow, back to the howling old owl and toes. Oh, I finally decided my future lies beyond the yellow brick road. So what do you think you'll do then? You guess you shoot down your plane. It'll take you a couple of vodka and tonics to get you on your feet again. Maybe you'll get a replacement. There's plenty like me to be found. Mongrels who ain't got a penny, sniffing for tidbits like you on the ground. Goodbye, yellow brick road, where the dogs of society howl. You can't plant me in your penthouse. I'm going back to my plow, back to the howling old owl in the woods, hunting the horny back toad. Oh, I finally decided my future lies beyond the yellow brick road. Goodbye, yellow brick road, where the dogs of society howl. You can't plant me in your penthouse. I'm going back to my plow, back to the howling old owl in the woods, hunting the horny back toad. Oh, I finally decided my future lies. I finally decided my future lies. I finally decided my future lies beyond the yellow brick road. Danny Sharp, everyone.
Where do you think Montana celebrated her bat mitzvah? Here at Temple Beth Israel. Wow, fantastic.
Do you want me to speak or?
I know where you were bar mitzvahed.
Sure. Did you want me to speak about the song, or?
I would love for you to.
Oh, okay. Hi everyone. Hello. We're actually going to sing a duet in a moment. A song that we've sung a few times in a variety of contexts. It's from a musical called Children of Eden by Stephen Schwartz, the writer of Wicked and Godspell, shows that I'm sure you're familiar with. As part of an anniversary year in a synagogue that my dad used to serve as the rabbi for in Sydney, we actually put on the musical of Children of Eden in a theater in Sydney, and he ended up playing Noah of Noah's Ark. He had a big beard that you had to, yeah, we were talking.
I looked like a real rabbi.
You looked like a real rabbi, yeah. Anyway, so it eventually became this song that's called The Hardest Part of Love. And ended up being a really meaningful song in a number of different ways. I sang it as part of a cabaret that I did, that we sang together at my graduating recital at university. Anyway, it's a bit of like it's a life cycle song, I suppose. And so when it comes to these life cycle events in our lives, it seems to be a good fit. So we're gonna sing it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You're gonna start it. So good luck.
Thank you. Aaron knows
He's about to be relegated to the lowly position of the pianist. So this is your moment in the spotlight, Rabbi.
He knows something about how difficult it is for me to remember lyrics, which is a bad thought.
Did we put it here? We didn't put it here.
No, we didn't.
Took us.
This son of mine I love so well, and oh, the toll it takes. I would give to him a garden and keep it clear of snakes. But the one thing he most treasures is to make his own mistakes. Oh, he goes charging up the cliffs of life, a reckless mountaineer. I could show him not to stumble, I could show him what to fear. I could shout until I'm breathless, but he'd still refuse to hear. Oh, and you cannot close the acorn once the oak begins to grow. And you cannot close your heart to what it fears and needs to know, that the hardest part of love is the letting go. As a child I found a sparrow that had fallen from its nest, and I nursed it back to health till it was stronger than the rest. But when I tried to hold it, it just pecked and scratched my chest, so I let it go. And I watched it fly away from me with its bright and selfish song. And a part of me was cursing I had helped it grow so strong. And I feared it might go hungry, and I feared it might go wrong. Oh, and I could not close the acorn once the oak began to grow. And you cannot close your heart to what it fears and needs to know, that the hardest part of love
is the letting go. And it's only in Eden grows a rose without a thorn, and your children start to leave you on the day that they are born. They will leave you there to cheer for them, they will leave you there to mourn, ever so. Like an ark on uncharted seas, their lives will be tossed. And the deeper is your love for them, the crueler is the cost. And just when they start to find themselves is when you fear they're lost. Oh, but you cannot close the acorn once the oak begins to grow. And you cannot close your heart to what it fears and needs to know, that the hardest part of love,
and the rarest part of love,
and the truest part of love, love is letting go. Very nice. I just remember that a really good story that I should have told about that is I did that. We did that song in a cabaret in a theater in Newtown in Sydney, and it was about a five 5 performance season as part of the Sydney Fringe Festival. And on the first night, obviously I was kind of like, it was a bit of a one-man show with features around the place. So I had a lot on my plate. And I show up to like bump in the show and get ready for like, you know, 2-hour tech rehearsal. And my dad shows up with like a bloody nose and like, and I don't know what, there was something frozen on your nose. He had run into a parking, a telephone pole. Okay, anyway. So I always think about that for some reason when it comes to that song. Anyway, I'm going to do another song now. This is a bit of a change of pace. You know, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road and the you know, everything was very appropriate and earnest. This is a song also about fathers and sons and relationships. It's about a caveman and his conversation with his father. And I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. It's fictional, it's not about my life at all. The beginning is like robotic. Today's the day your son becomes a man, Papa. Today he claims a mate and joins the clan, Papa. Well, that's what you'd expect from any son who walks erect. Well, I'm sorry, but I've got a different plan, Papa. I'm not like the other cavemen. Mother Nature gave men a brain, but for most of them it's all in vain. They've got no reason or rhyme. Undeniably, I'm way ahead of my time. Remembered when we went hunting for mastodon, how at first I nearly fainted, then I hurried home and painted. People saw my sketch and learned the story and passed it on, 'cause it was plastered on the wall for the glory of us all. With a spear in hand, I fear I'm ineffectual, but I might just be the world's first Homo sapien who's an intellectual. I'm not like the other cavemen, virtuous and brave men, no doubt, but the kind that I can do without. No chance of something sublime. Undeniably, I'm way ahead of my time. Remember when the days were chilly and Pleistocene, how you made me those pajamas from the skins of woolly mammoths. Except nowadays it's not so frozen and Iced-a-scene. It might be nice to see new clothes from a style that I'll propose. Now you know I'd never put myself in jeopardy, but I swear that I would kill for something sleek and leopardy. Now I'm not like the other cavemen. Can you see I crave many things that this lowbrow lifestyle never brings? No chance of something sublime. Undeniably, I'm way ahead of my time. I am sick of all these dances with this ooga-booga crap. If only I could show you all the steps I got on tap. Just watch me. Watch me shine, Papa. I'm on fire. Oh, I'll tell you what fire is later. You're a bit behind on that. I'm not like the other cavemen, virtuous and brave men, no doubt, but the kind that I can do without. No chance of something sublime. Undeniably, I'm gonna have to say, Pa, don't you see that I'm way ahead of my time? Thank you. Completely fictional. All right, I think we're gonna hand over back to Montana, who is going to set up. I know a lot of you maybe would have seen the musical Parade that we performed in at Chapel of Chapel this year, which, breaking news, is coming to Sydney, which is not that exciting for you guys because you're here still, but we're doing it in Sydney next year, which is so exciting. Anyway, this song that Montana's going to sing next is not from Parade, but it's a great segue, and you'll find out why later.
Just tuning out A's. Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia on my mind. I said, Georgia, ooh, Georgia, a song of you comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pines. And other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see the road leads back to you. Oh, Georgia, Georgia, no peace I find, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia, Georgia on my mind. Take it away, Rabbi Gary. Rabbi Gary, everyone. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see the road leads back to you. Oh, Georgia, Georgia, no peace I find, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my
No, stay. All right, so those of you who did see Parade early this year will know that it's set in Georgia. Hey, did you get it? Woohoo! Anyway, see, as I said, really exciting few weeks that just passed for us is that it was announced that Parade would be taken to Sydney for the month of May next year at the Seymour Center. It's a fantastic, if you didn't see the show, it's a fantastic musical, a true story about the Franks, of which we played Leo and Lucille, who are one of the few Jewish members of the community in Atlanta, and the way that they interact with the community at large. I won't give too much away, but the way in which, I guess, secularism and Christianity mixed with Judaism in the early 1900s in Georgia gives you enough indication of drama afoot.
With singing and dancing.
With singing and dancing, yes, exactly. Anyway, it's a fantastic Hanukkah present. We're halfway through Hanukkah, and if you're still looking for a present, and if you've got any friends and family in Sydney, or you want to make the trip up, you can go to parademusical.com.au. We're running an early bird discount price, mostly for presents around this time of the year, which I think is really handy. And I would be remiss to be doing this promotion. What's the point? I'm so happy to be singing at my father's farewell. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I should stop speaking. I'm going to stop speaking. We're going to do some songs from Parade. I don't think we'll need to kind of give too much context to it because it actually isn't helpful because I think we're going in non-chronological order. So maybe don't think too much about what the storyline is and come and see the show. Anyway, this is a song near the end of the show. I really should stop talking soon. We're going to sing a song called All the Ways to Time, which is one of the lovely moments that our characters have together.
One of the few.
One of the few.
Very
so
few.
We'll take what we can get. Here we go. I will never understand what I did to deserve you, or how to be the man that I'm supposed to be. I will never understand if I live 1,000 lifetimes why you did the things you did for me. Just look at you. How could I not be in love with you? What kind of fool would have taken you for granted for so long? All the wasted time, all the million hours pushing you away, building up my walls, all the days gone by, to declare, to pout, to push you out, and I never knew anything at all. I never knew anything at all.
I will never understand how all the world misjudged you, when I have always known how lucky I must be. I will never understand how I kept from going crazy, just waiting there till you came home to Sydney. Now look at me, now that you're finally here with me, now that I know I was right to wait, and everyone else was so wrong for so long. All the wasted time, all the million hours, years on top of years, still too proud to cry. All the days gone by to feel that I don't satisfy, and I never knew anything at all. I never knew anything at all.
The wasted time,
The wasted
all the million hours,
leaves too high to touch, roots too strong to fall. All the day is gone by to never show I loved you so, and I never knew anything at all.
I never knew anything at all. Now Montana's going to sing a song. Do you know what's happening over there? Bye.
It's major. You don't know this man. You don't know a thing. You come here with these horrifying stories, these contemptible conceits, and you say you understand how a man's heart beats, and you don't know a thing. You don't know this man. You don't even try. When a man writes his mother every Sunday, pays his bills before they're due, works so hard to feed his family, and there's your murderer for you. And you stand here spinning words that you know aren't true, then you don't know this man. I don't think you could. You don't have the right to know a man that wasn't good. He is a decent man. He is an honest man. And you don't know, and you never will. Not from me, not from anyone who knows him. Not a morsel, not a crumb, not a clue. I've nothing more to say to you. It's percussion.
Just one more song from Parade.
D? I mean, no. E.
It's an
Sorry.
A, I think, isn't it? Chickas. It means cancel all your parties. Forget your big parade. It means the crowd will not be cheering, so despite what you've been hearing, you can lay down your spade. It means my mother can stop crying. My rabbi's eulogy can wait. It means that Dorsey can stop beaming, and my cousin can stop dreaming of his portion of my estate. It means no, this isn't over. No, the date's not set. No, I won't wake up tomorrow drowning in my sweat. It means I've got the greatest partner any man can get. It means I'll never, ever, ever underestimate that woman, 'cause this is not over yet. Tell my uncle not to worry. Tell the reaper not to hurry. Make the hangman stop his drumming, 'cause I'm coming into town to win the day. Somehow I have it with my scheming. Screw things up beyond redeeming. And we're finally on our way. And no, this isn't over. Hell, it's just begun. Hail the resurrection of the South's least favorite son. It means I made a vow for better, and two is better than one. It means the journey ahead might get shorter. I might reach the end of my rope when suddenly loud as a mortar. There is hope, finally hope.
Yes, Leo, there is hope.
And no, this isn't over.
No, this isn't over. We are finally on our
No,
way.
there's still a million things that you and I can do.
I will speak
And I
for
would
you,
never
love.
have believed it.
The things I see in you.
It means a man who isn't guilty doesn't have to walk the plank. It means the gallows still are vacant, and we've got my wife to thank. It means you shouldn't underestimate Lucille and Leo Frank, 'cause this is not over yet. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, we'll be back. I'll be back.
You want me to turn it on?
Okay.
Those watching on the live stream have, throughout the last 2 years, missed about the first 30 seconds of absolutely everything I've ever said because I've always forgotten to turn the microphone on. It took both Cantor and Ito months to persuade me to use the microphone, right? Sharon's laughing. Sharon's laughing. I want to thank very, very much, both on my for me and for Jocelyn. I want to thank Vivian so much for the food and arrangements, and the care and the love that she took. My friend Michelle Lavie for her event management. Where's Michelle? Thank you so much. And for so much more, we have spent so much time in an effort to provide as best we could for the congregation, always in good spirit. Kol hakavod. I also want to thank Neil, who's in the back. You are a gem. You have been a delight to work with, and I wish you only the very best. I won't be giving you my new phone number, but I really want to wish you my very best. The office team was all very supportive of this venture over the last couple of months. I appreciate Eleanor and all of the members of the office team, but particularly my assistant, Zach. You have no idea how wonderful this Zach is. And I hope that you will treasure him and you will nurture him, and he will be with you for a very, very long time to come, because he's a mensch. The book project upon which I embarked some months ago was possible only as a result of the great cooperative and creative spirit of my friend Jackie Klass, who does so many of the publications here at the Temple. Jackie, thank you so much. And to that end, and again, I'd like to thank Anne and David and Joanna and the whole family for its support. I contended in the first project I did of this sort back in 2003 that if one works hard on these speeches, that it would be ethereal somehow to just let that drift into cyberspace, never to be recalled, always to be forgotten, but for a few words or a phrase. And you've been instrumental in helping me and our congregation to capture those words in the hope that maybe they'll sometime be an inspiration to some members of the congregation. So thank you very much. I want to thank Dominic and Wally. Dominic, are you here? Look at how you've cleaned up, man. I didn't recognize you. Dominic is beyond belief, always willing, always happy to help, and he knows this building better than the architect did. He really is amazing, and Wally has been on our staff tonight and has done a fantastic job. My thanks goes out to Michael Lawrence for his support from the very get-go, to Jackie Magid, to Ido. Boy, have we an Ido. For his support on the sound, his technical support, his musicianship, his willingness, isn't it so, to do whatever is required in whatever way, and always besever panim yafot, always with a cheerful countenance. That's a really great thing, you know. Keep it up, man. All right. It's my unplugged partner. Do you know that he always said to me one thing? He says, Rabbi, I really find the chords that you play are very interesting. They're not the chords I play, but they're very interesting chords. Oh, I want to thank Victor. Victor doesn't appear to be here. Oh, he is here. Victor, thank you so much for supplying the foreword, for being a top student, together with that fellow. His name is Tom. Tom, are you here? Oh, Tom, you're here. Victor and Tom and the members of the Shabbat morning Parshat HaShavua class. But Victor, thank you for taking such a beautiful tone to the book and providing its forward. I want to thank Joel and Ellie and Fred and Sue for helping today. To thank so very much Danny for participating, sweating all over the keys. To Joanne for your absolutely beautiful talk. I want to say Kvod Harav to my friend Rabbi Sadoff. You know, I've been part of 3 very, very special communities. I've been part of the TBI community, to the Wednesday morning Kihilat Nitsan Minyan, which I've enjoyed thoroughly. Never stayed for the bagels. Sorry about that. And the Caulfield Park community, where virtually every day our Pippin would go and play, often with his best friend Sonny and with all of the other dogs, and I came to learn so much about Melbourne as a result. Linda told me that you have to go to the tennis. Another one told me you've got to go to the races. I liked the tennis. When we first met, back in December of 2021, I introduced an article by Rabbi Kushner called The Tent Peg Business. How many of you were at one or other of those sessions? I would have thought more, but I guess it wasn't quite so memorable after all. But in Kushner's article, he contends that for a congregation to meet its moment and to become a spiritual community, it is dependent not just, if you will, on the high priest, but upon the person who drives in the tent peg for the Mishkan. Every single member of the congregation plays an indispensable role. Today I want to broaden it some and conclude with a thought special for Hanukkah, which has been disseminated through Chabad and is attributed to the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And it's called to be a lamplighter. A Chassid once asked, Rebbe, what is a Jew's task in the world? And the Rebbe answered, why, a Jew is a lamplighter on the streets of the world, explaining how in olden days there was a person in every town who would light the gas street lamps with a light carried at the end of a long pole. On the street corners, the lamps were there in readiness, waiting to be lit, a lamplighter with a pole. He knows that the fire is not his own fire. He goes on around lighting all the lamps on his route. His student asked him, saying, Rebbe, but what if the lamp is in a desolate wilderness? The Rebbe answered, then too, one must light it. Let it be noted that there is a wilderness, and let the wilderness feel ashamed before the light. But what if the lamp is in the midst of the sea? Then one must take off one's clothes, jump into the water, and light it there. And that's a Jew's mission? The student asked his Rebbe. The Rebbe thought for a moment, and he stroked his long beard and said, this is a Jew's calling. And the student said, but Rebbe, I don't see any lamps. And the Rebbe answered, because you are not yet a lamplighter. The Chassid said, so how do you become a lamplighter? His teacher replied, one must begin with oneself, cleansing oneself, becoming more refined. Then one sees the other as a source of light, waiting to be ignited. When, heaven forbid, one is crude, then one sees but crudeness. But when one is noble, one sees nobility. He concludes, as I will, today the lamps are there, but they need to be lit. It is written, Ner Hashem Nishmat Adam, the soul of the human is a lamp of God. And it is also written, a mitzvah is a lamp and the Torah is light. A Jew, according to this teaching, is one who puts personal affairs aside and goes around lighting up the souls of others with the light of Torah and mitzvahs. Jewish souls in this community are in readiness to be lit, but there must be someone who disregards personal comforts and conveniences and goes out to put a light to these lamps and to ignite these souls. That is the true calling of the Jew. And like the Rebbe, with whom I bear very little resemblance. It is my chizuk, it is my charge to you. Don't rely upon Rabbi Kanyer. Don't rely upon the cantor. Don't rely upon your board. Be a lamplighter and bring the beauty of Torah and mitzvahs and maasim tovim to this community, that it might truly be a kilat kodesh, a really holy, sacred congregation, which, of course, you have always had within you the potential to become. And that's my little speech. Okay. Yeah? What? There's one more. All right. I noticed earlier the cantor is up there on the top. I'd like to ask if you would come down, and Ido, if you're able also to come down. I want to thank both men and have them come here and help us with this last song. All right? We've got a lyric sheet for you. You'll be 100%. Okay. The Robucks have, since the mid-90s, been associated with the Harry Chapin Foundation of Huntington, New York. Harry Chapin was a mitzvah hero who, in the 1970s, before his untimely death in 1981, established World Hunger Year. His interest in food relief and scarcity helped to encourage Rabbi Lambert and I to found Mazon in Sydney in 1988. But we have been performing one of his signature songs ever since and dedicating it to his memory. And I'd like to call upon everybody who is wanting to do so to come forward, to imagine as if this is the end of Yom Kippur. We have a Havdalah candle here, and everybody's going to come together and sing a song called Circle. So if you'd like to get up, come forward, and we'll join together. Guys? Okay, for you. Michelle, here you go. Thank you. Sally, you know this number. Okay. Cher? That's it. All right, everybody come on up.
Give me more credit than I'm due. I remember it somewhat, but I'm going to need help.
We'll all sing together. Okay. We'll all sing together. Come on up. That's the way.
Thank you.
Pardon? That's it. Everybody come forward. And by the way, we will be selling a few more books afterwards, or signing books if you want. And the office has our new email address. If you'd like to remain in touch, as I hope so many of you will. You can put your arms around the person next to you. It's okay. All my life's a circle. Sunrise and sundown, the moon rolls through the night time till the daybreak comes around. All my life's a circle, I can't tell you why. The season's spinning round again, the years keep rolling. It seems like I've been here before. I can't remember when, but I've got this funny feeling that we'll all be together again. No straight lines make up my life, and all my roads have bends. There's no clear-cut beginnings, and so far no dead. All my life's a circle. 1, 2, 3. All my life's a circle. Sunrise and sundown, sunrise and sundown. The moon rolls through the nighttime. Moon rolls rolls through the night, till the daybreak comes around. All my life's a circle, and I can tell you why. The season's spinning round again, and the years keep rolling by. I found you 1,000 times, I guess you've done the same. But then we lose each other, it's just like a children's game. As I find you here again, a thought runs through my mind. Our love is like a circle, let's go round one more time. You know the lyrics, ready? 1, 2, 3, and all my life's a sunrise, sunrise and sundown. The moon flows through the nighttime, till the daybreak comes around. All my life's a circle, and I can't tell you why. The season's spinning round again, the years keep rolling by, and the years keep on rolling by. All right. And that is a, drop the mic. Okay.
Thanks, everybody. I'm going to yell because the microphone's not on. I just want to thank everyone so much for coming. Please remember that if you haven't signed the book, you may outside, and there's also books to purchase or have them signed. Can everyone hear me? Yeah. And I just want to say one more time, thank you to the Robucks, thank you to their children. And I also want to say thank you to the team that are going to carry us forward, because we're all about looking forward now. And I can't thank the cantor enough in advance for what I know is ahead of him in the next couple of months. And I know we're all here to support him. And to Ido, and the rest of the team, there will be pop-up Shabbats over the summer down at Mornington on the 5th of January, the 29th of December. And next Sunday, if you'd like to spend your Sundays at Temple Beth Israel, what better place to do it? There is a film screening with a Q&A with the producer. It's a movie called Shalom Island. David Harris's family member is the producer and will be speaking on Sunday night. So you can find out about it on the website, book tickets, no